we find that we can procrastinate to put things to be done later, and that's fascinating. I think I might have even gone far away, far ahead, in saying that let us ask ourselves some questions and get answers out of it. But the first part that I wanted to talk about was the part that if you procrastinate, you're actually making a decision. And that fascinates me because you are making a conscious or subconscious decision, you could say, that you will do something later or you won't do it until a certain time. But also, you decide not to give yourself a deadline. So, all in all, that is very, very much part of human nature, I would say. I think we come across these different situations around the world or between us that we find that we can procrastinate to put things to be done later, to say that there is going to be a time I should be able to do it. There's going to be a time I'm going to be able to do that, and that's fascinating. I really wanted to ask this question: what happens when you do nothing? I think the result is that there is something that happens of you not doing something. Or I could say a very bad thing, which happened to me apparently, that if you don't pay insurance, the result is that if you have fire, you don't get compensated. Maybe that's too harsh. I don't know. But again, we are talking here about productivity because productivity means you have to produce an end result. And as I said in one of my videos before, is that productivity is measured by the result, but it's more the journey that you take to do something. But if in this journey we are not doing anything, then there is something wrong. There is something amiss. There is something we have to discover. But what is that? What is that we have to discover? I like this part where people were surveyed, and a third of these people, they admitted that they would put off things. They admitted being lazy and not wanting to do anything. It's like mind-boggling. It's like I don't want to do anything. Actually, I've just been thinking of this song by Bruno Mars. Today I don't wanna do anything. I just wanna lay down in my bed. So if you think about that, it's part of human nature. It's something that is maybe inherent in us. I think it's property of a human being. It's property of us that we have this capacity of not doing anything. Because I was thinking, even if you're doing police surveillance, you're watching and watching. It's not like you're doing nothing, but you have to have that patience to wait to see if an action is going to happen. Why am I talking about that? Because it's inherent that you are making that decision I was just talking about. And that decision is to do something. It could be nothing, but it's still something. For me, it's still a property that you are defining in your brain to say, I don't want to do this. I'm not going to do anything, but there are things you are going to do in the nothing. I don't know if that makes sense. For me, that's fascinating. That's amazing. Because if you could think of it, there are lots of people who would skip work just because they don't feel like doing it. That Bruno Mars I was talking about. I just don't want to do anything. I just want to lie down in my bed. I don't want to do anything. Okay? I am thinking, let's have that cup of coffee. Or basically, this is English tea, actually Earl Grey. When I started, I was talking about these decisions, saying that it's paramount that when you don't do anything, you decide not to do anything. You can imagine, I think one of my sisters has this, when it's time to go to work, she really just wakes up, go to work and whatever. But what's interesting is if it's a Saturday or Sunday, there is nothing you can do to take her out of her bed. Because this is where I'm fascinated by this decision, because her decision for that day will be, I don't want to get out of my bed. That is really okay because there are other adults in the house who can do things, and things can go on. But what if it is something to do with productivity? Because it means then you will stop something being achieved, or a success, or wealth or money coming in your way, right? I don't know. Can we say that? Can we really say that? It's ridiculous that our decisions are actually everywhere we go. It's no matter what you do, you are making a decision. This means that for me, in my argument, that we are totally wired to procrastinate. But I think I'm going to find out what is it that is in me that drives me to do things the way I do. Because my wife totally complains, you're always working. Because for some people in the family, or the people she knows, if they don't have to, they won't. But for me, it's do it, Grand Cardone. Great, yeah, I'm going to do that. Decisions. So that was the first part. Some Earl Grey. I've been talking about decisions as inherent to how we think about the things we do. Because I believe that productivity or creativity, so to speak, which is a passion of mine, comes from those choices. Because those choices make you do something. What are you going to do, and when, and or how? Again, the processes I talk about. And if I would say that I have a project, and this project is in 2 weeks, and all I do for the next 10 days is nothing about that project, although I'll be doing other things, then it means I'll be left with a certain amount of time only to finish that project. So my failure or success is given by the chance or the possibility of how good or quick I am to do it by myself or ask someone for help. Although, in other words, in the job that I do, I would have done it in an incremental way. So you have a plan, from the plan, you draw some other things which fills it in, and then you do the connections, and those connections can make you do whatever you want to do. And again, as you can see, I totally believe in creativity and productivity, and I believe it's incremental. And again, the way I have just shown you is that it is a journey, that productivity is not one single thing, but it's a lot of items, properties that are part and parcel of what you produce at the end. I am seeing some people, right, who say to me, is productivity like a train which is on tracks, which has to move? And I don't believe that makes sense, because there should be many stops, traffic lights, rivers, mountains that you have to go through, passages, and so on. And choices is an important verb in all this, because decisions that you make on what you are going to do produces the method or process that you have to do. So procrastination can work against you, or could be your greatest asset. But of course, some people may argue with me about that. But I'm passionate about how, as humans, we produce things. How are we creative? But then I also see some people who take far less effort in producing something. And then I see also on the other side, people who struggle and struggle to do the same work. And my question is exactly how? Oh, just notice this is Star Trek. Again, talking about choices, I think I said in one of my videos that I believe that cultural systems or beliefs mold you in terms of how you do your work. I lived in Germany for a long time, and it was a long time ago as well. And one thing I heard in the news, not maybe nowadays, was that Germans, so to speak, always have Magenschwer, which means they always have tummy ulcers because they work hard. But I also noticed something, that they play hard, that they have always their holidays planned and they do that properly. So again, it's choices, because the cultural or belief system was that you should work hard in order to do such and such a thing in life. And that's brilliant. I totally love it, because it is critical that we believe in ourselves. Basically, mostly in our abilities when we're faced with tough decision of what to do and what not to do. And based on this thing, I could say it is how we are taught to handle that. Because if you're not taught that, you could be lucky to find a way, like a river, the water finds its way up to the sea. But if you're not taught that, the belief system that you got might hinder you in being productive. But how can we accomplish our goals? How can we do that? How can we do that? I think I will be delving more into this belief system in the following videos, but this amazes me that as human beings, we are wired with something that actually perpetuates what we can do better. It makes us go in the direction of being productive, of nurturing for ourselves, of having the choices, or even, I could say, the best choices that can make us survive longer on this earth. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, okay. This English tea is very, very good. I totally have this all the time. Okay, sorry to waste your time there, my brothers and sisters. So I was thinking about this doing nothing phenomena, which I'm trying to find out exactly what happens. Because, when we concentrate on the things that other people do, and we think that it is easy, and when we try it, it fails, and then we end up having that choice that there is nothing I have to do, right? Because doing something is an action, and that action has a certain goal, right? It's not perpendicular to doing nothing, because I believe that when we say doing nothing, we are doing nothing, because you'll be sleeping, you'll be eating, you're just not doing something of a certain particular thing. And that's the interesting part, because if you think about it, the idea of taking an action which has a purpose and a goal comes from maybe the system that wants you to go to school. You have to do that in order to learn. You have to get a job in order to have income to pay for your taxes and to pay for your houses. Should we do that? I don't know. Maybe use use DeFi. I wanted to say, I don't know these blockchain things, but the point is, we do something based on a certain goal, and then there is this procrastination we are talking about, which says there is no reason for me to do something. The idea which I have been trying to put across about this belief system is that something will automatically happen, magically. Something will happen that will give me the same result as if I was doing it. So if you wanted to post a video on YouTube, like this gentleman doing it in the middle of the night, then you would have to come, put on the mic, and then talk on this camera, and then click the button to post it, right? So there was an action with a certain targeted goal. If I wanted so many followers on Instagram, of course, I I am not really alive on Instagram. But if I wanted that, then I would have to do what everyone is doing. We have 2 million followers. I would have to be constantly there, constantly putting things on Instagram in order for people or the audience that like me to what? To follow me and chat with me and do whatever I have to do. And again, we can see that there are different actions which leads you to a certain result based on a goal. Then there are ways that other people think based on those belief systems that something will magically happen. And in these cases, it can be it's quite annoying for me when I see people who don't struggle to do things and they still produce the same results. Maybe they are blessed, talented, God-given talents. I don't know what you can call it. And then some people struggle, but some people literally make this choice of doing nothing and wait for some magical, mysterious thing to happen. So, because I think I was talking to someone who said, there is no reason for you to believe or to pray that you're going to be rich if you're not going to put some action into it. I think Grant Cardone I was just watching Grant Cardone, peace man, Grant Cardone, and he was saying that if I came at your door and knocked at your door and said, today, if you ran in the next 10 minutes to the corner shop and you buy a lottery ticket, you have $400 million straight away because you will be the winner. There is nobody who is going to give an excuse why they can't go to the shops and buy that lottery ticket. But the decision based on what I think from my belief system that actually there's no reason for me to really put this effort, to admit to myself sometimes I don't really like to work, that there's no reason for me actually to go to work, or I can just I am practically lazy sometimes. It's a phenomenon that I cannot tell you how to solve it, because I am just on the brink of trying to understand it, but not answering all the questions that can tell us why we do that. That's why I believe it's innate. It's something born within us. It's part of human nature. But if you want to do great things, if you want to be productive, yes, I know, Mr. Wayne, you're going to tell me about productivity and creativity again. But that's true, because that's my passion. My passion is, how do we find these creative moments? How do we get into that productivity area or mentality that can make us produce great things, that gives us also satisfaction? And I'm not saying that your life should be miserable. You know, there is this financial independence, retire early. You know what they do? They work hard to produce a certain result so they can go on retirement early. So that, not like me, is because I'm going to work until I'm 65, 70, and then go on a pension, which will be like $200 a month. Yeah, but I still think I can live in South Africa without, can I? Earl Grey. Again, thank you very much for listening. As a conclusion, I'm going to leave that up to you, because I believe that some people don't do anything because they just believe that magically something is going to come, that result is going to come for whatever they believe in. But I don't believe that is all that we have as human beings. I believe that doing nothing is not all. You can make a decision to do nothing, but make it profitable, make it something that is benefiting you, that is also not going to cause trouble from people around you. Because all in all, we are all human. And today I say thank you for watching. Have a good day. Today I don't wanna do anything. I just wanna lay down in my bed